Hey guys, Toaster back. I just wanted to talk a little bit before we start this battle. I did not have XVM when I played this game, but one thing that you'll notice is that we've got an Emil 1, which is going to be extremely good on the hill if he can get there. We also have a Samua, and if he goes hill, he's going to be able to clip somebody out. And a T-34 black, which is also a very good hull-down tank. And so, and they're facing a Carnarvon Action X, which is actually a pretty good tank, another Emil, an IS-3A, which is probably not the best tank on the hill because you can overmatch his roof, and two, he doesn't have any gun depression. So I feel like if I go and support the hill, we could possibly win the hill, because I'm quick, right? And so that's what we're going to do right off the bat. Let's go ahead and start. Now, sometimes I might go middle, but there's 3 light tanks, right? And so I'm not going to make that choice to go middle. And there's 4 tank destroyers on each team. So I feel fairly confident that no one's going to be able to push the field easily. That turns out to be an incorrect assumption, but it takes a while to happen. And so this game is mostly about moving around the map when you see an opportunity. And so the nice thing is our Type 62 does light a bunch of tanks. And I didn't know that he was a good player until later in the game. And I'll show you some of the things he does and some of the things you can look at if you're not sure if somebody's a good player or not, right? And so we're just trundling up the hill now. And, well, one thing you can look at is his clan. He's in Hack 1, which tells me he's probably pretty good. Hack clan is a lot of the players are very skilled in that clan. So you can always look at clan names if you know them. I happen to know them just because when I don't have XVM, I like to know who on my team I can kind of count on. And so we've got HE loaded because we saw, we have not seen those EBRs. And normally, EBRs, if, you know, you're going to see them, right? And so one was spotted coming up the hill. And so we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get a shot onto one of them. And this poor unfortunate guy takes 514 damage with 3 critical hits. And so, but now I can't poke because the Carnarvon Action X is pushing. I do fire HE at him just to kind of dissuade him a little bit, but that does not seem to dissuade him. Now, I know he's not a great player because if he had gone top, he has insane turret armor. He's got very, very good turret armor, but he's taking damage as we snapshot and miss a shot. No big deal there. And so all he had to do is get up on top of the hill and just play hull down, right? There's only 1 artillery, and we take a poor shot there. Probably should have held my shot, right? Because I know that there's at least that EBR up on the hill. But this guy is not paying attention to me, and we're able to put in a nice high roll of 447. And we're just kind of waiting to see what happens here. Now, I haven't been shot from down on that knoll, and so I decide I'm going to push down and see if I can't kill that Carnarvon. Now, that doesn't happen, but that's okay. He dies, which is the end goal. And an E25 is spotted, and he's out of here. And I don't blame him. He's no match for my tank, right? He's got great DPM, but he doesn't have a turret, so... And I saw a tree fall down here. And so we're just going to take that as a note of that we need to avoid that area. Because they always camp down there, right? People just camp down there. This E25 we're getting a bunch of spotting on. So we got 500 spotting thus far. And we do not want to stay up here because we are spotted. So we take a nice snapshot. It completely misses, right? And that's okay. And now we've kind of taken the hill, kind of not. Now this shot, that was just a poor shot. I should have hit that guy, and would have put him on a 1 shot. But we are winning the hill, sort of, except our Emil is playing extremely cautious, right? And probably because he's on a reload, I understand that. And so we're just going to poke here and see if we can't catch that E25 or the 4202, and he is trundling along in an odd way. Now, one thing I did not mention is that we had a Type 62, and that Type 62 was down in here, but he was getting kind of no support, as we're able to get a nice shot in on that 4202. See if we can get another shot or shot on the Scorpion. Nope, nothing doing. So at this point, I realized that our team has lost the hill, right? So what are we gonna do? The fact that they've lost the hill, what are we gonna do? We've got to figure out a way to dissuade these guys from coming off the hill. And this Black Prince, I have very little chance of pinning him with standard rounds, so we do load some gold rounds here. Because once this Emil dies, we're in deep trouble, right? And so this Emil, his biggest his biggest threat is when he's loaded. And so we're able to put a nice shot into the Black Prince, and that's a second shot. Now, we've got 250 penetration, and that sometimes can pin that Emil. But in this case, no. So I'm moving back up because the Emil is on a reload, and I want to save our Emil, right? Our Emil is only dangerous if he's alive, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm kind of just spotting these guys, and I'm attempting to blind fire this guy, I think. So he's showing his lower plate, which he has to do in order to fire at us. And we are in pretty much a hold down position. And so we're able to put nice shots into him and take him out. Takes us up to 2,700 damage. Now on the other side of the map, we're kind of losing that, right? And it's unfortunate, but it's just the way of it. We're losing that, even though we have a very skilled player on that side, which is kind of odd. It's an odd position for a T-34 Black. Now, I'm pretty certain that Artie must be shooting at him because he's not shooting at us, right? So that's my guess, is they're trying to dig out that T-34 Black on the other side of the map. Now, I asked for the support of the Emil, and the reason that I do that is because I'm willing to take the hits, and I'm willing to even take the arty fire at this point because I'm full health, but I would like the help of this Emil. So you notice I've baited a second shot on this guy, and we're gonna decide it's just time to push, because I'll take one hit of damage in order to kill this guy, and that's kind of what we get to the point of, right? Time is money in this game. And so the positional advantage that we're going to take, I'm okay with taking a shot of damage as long as we can get that position. And our arty is focused on the hill, and we're able to put a nice shot into the side of that Emil. He has no side armor. And the Emil 1 finishes him off for us. So it's good team play, right? But the Tiger P is now all alone, and he's got a 1375 over there, which tells me that that he's going to probably die, right? He has no camo and no armor to speak of. He was talking about that at the start of the game, how bad the Tiger P is, and he's absolutely correct. These guys are not going to push this hill, right? It would be suicide when there's an Emil alive. And sure enough, our Tiger P dies, and I decide it's time for me to move over and try and support this side. Now watch what this Type 62 is doing. He's trying not to lose any more map control, right? And you see what I'm saying? I said, don't push, boys, when I was up on the hill. I don't want that Emil to push because they are giving up every advantage if they push. And our Type 62 does kill their light tank, which is great, which means they don't have any light tanks left, and we have one. But he's on 153 health. And of course, I say nice work, Type 62. I'm trying to encourage the guys that are left, right? In general, it's either the campers that will do nothing all game, or it's the people that are good, that are left alive. So we're going to try and push up into this bush here, because I have a feeling, I mean, we haven't been shot from this knoll all game, which tells me there's probably nobody there. That's why I feel like I can push into this position. And we're just going to be a little bit patient. And I tell the Type 62 that they've got nothing in the mid. Now I take that shot knowing that I can back down the hill and get unlit, right? So the guard is unlit. That means I'm unlit. I also know for a fact they don't have anyone on the knoll, right? Because if they had someone on the knoll, I would have got shot at. So I'm trying to reposition to shoot this guard. And I'm asking the Type 62 to take the middle position, and I will fight this guard. But as it turns out, I make a mess of it, but we end up fighting this guard anyway. And our Type 62 plays it extremely safe, which he needs to, right? He is a one-shot. So our T-34, against my wishes, has pushed down a little bit, but he is in a fairly safe position. If anybody comes up, he's going to spot them, and our Emil is able to shoot at them, right? So they're in pretty good positions holding that position. So the only thing that we really have to do is clear this guard out, and we've kind of won the game. Even though it's 10-9, we've kind of won the game at that point. And, of course, I'm telling the Type 62 to just live. His tank is actually far more important than my tank is. And he does track us, and we get a nice fire, and then we just make a mess out of this. I mean, we're just making a mess. This guard, if I play this right, has no chance. And look at this Type 62. He's able to put another shot, 2 shots into the guy as he's tracked and kill him. And you look at, like, our STRV is upset. Go spot the base. Go spot the base. Our Type 62 is doing great. And if you play light tanks at all, you know he's doing great. See, now, I don't think it's wise for these guys to push. It's better to wait until we clear this side out, and then we've got them in a crossfire. And that's one thing, like, the T-44 does not understand, is that we've got them in a crossfire. Now, I take a poor shot instead of waiting to see if I can get reticle on this guy. And so, but we're closing the noose, right? We're getting close. And our Type 62 is in a great position. He has not, notice he has not moved past this building because there's a gap in the bushes, and I know that. And that's why he's not moving. And I'm okay with that. Meanwhile, the game is down to the wire, right? It's 2 minutes left, and we've played our best. We've got 3,800 damage, 1,700 assist, 1,900 blocked. And so I feel like I've played a fairly good game here, a solid, a tight game. And we're just trying to get to the point where we can light this challenger, right? Now, one mistake I make, I should have never gone around the other side of this building. Because if there's a guy down here, he's going to be able to hit me. And I side scrape poorly. And we pay for it. So we feel like we got to clear this challenger out, you know, because if we don't clear him out, we're dead. We cannot cap with him there. So we just proxy spot him, and the S1 does kill him, thankfully. And at this point, I'm a ding dong. What do you guys notice on the map? There's 51 seconds left, and it's 112 to cap. So watch this Type 62. He moves out of the bush so that I can move into it, right? And he also moves to a much safer position. So that's great. He does a great job there. And our T-34, I understand his desire to push, and he ends up getting some spotting out of that. And we're able to clutch a shot into the Scorpion G, and we finish the game and don't quite cap out. Let's watch the rest here. Yeah, 1 second to cap out. So, and we missed out on Brothers in Arms because I wasn't paying attention. But look at that. Our Emil did 4 kills. We did 3 kills. The guys that are alive killed everyone on the enemy team except for one guy. So it goes to show you living to the end of the game is really, really important. Let's look at the after action on this. It's been long enough already. Okay, here we are at the after action record. We got an ace tanker, and the only other thing we got was a high caliber in this game. We were top of the team on damage, 4163, double what the next guy. Well, no, our SU-14-1 did 2700. So, and as mentioned, this Type 62 ended up doing only 440 damage, but some spotting, and more importantly, he zoned the enemy team off. 23 shots, 15 hits, and 11 pens, and 1900 blocked by armor, and 2100 caused by our assistance. So, and we traveled a long ways, as you probably noticed in this game. We ended up with 90,000 credits, and our net was 33,000 on a standard account, and we ended up with 2,600 XP. So we completed some mission which gave us 1,000 XP. So anyway, all in all, good game. I like open maps in this tank, which kind of seems odd, but I really do, as long as there's not a lot of arty. So thank you guys for watching. Hope to catch you guys next time. Toadster out.